that open doors of success. Burn your fear of failure with the passion of desires that open the door to successes. Third, it is critical to make these intergenerational conversations fun. My great-grandmother, my mother, my grandmothers taught us a lot of very important lessons in fun stories. Humor is an essential ingredient of life. Young people have a hard time as it stands, so they need a break, and they need to just have fun whilst they are learning from one another and learning from us as the bridging generation. Fourth, intergenerational conversations need safe space that makes participants feel safe. The dominant narrative of both the political and the masculinity culture in our societies has created a culture of fear. Young people cannot take risks of challenging the status quo unless they feel safe. Safety comes from trust and mutual respect. This takes time to build. Pacing conversations and sensitivity in sequencing is a critical success factor. And this, I think, is a job that TalentNomics can help us to really research so that we know what works and how. Fifth, bridging also involves modeling of risk-taking that is needed at key points in the transformation process. Telling one story, public speaking, critical stances on national issues can be inspirational for those who feel afraid. Single voices, as Mother Teresa told us, important as they are, need to be reinforced by networks of those playing bridging roles. One can imagine a virtual network on a portal to share experiences across the globe. Public events such as these bring us together, but we need to sustain them throughout. Final theme, how do we transform the ecosystem for change and involve and embrace others to share our dream? We need to reimagine the world. A shared dream of a world driven by transformative leaders needs to emerge from such a process of embracing others. In this case, men, in my case, men and white people. Let me share the important inspirational story by one of my fellow women in South Africa. This is what she says. My mother and her mother were amazing storytellers. From them, I learned to tell happy stories that build family, community, and nation. I learned that for my life to be beautiful, I have to tell beautiful stories about it. I grew up watching them and drinking from their love, words, and wisdom. I would like to see the upcoming generation of girls receive so much love in their formative years from their mothers, grandmothers, and carers, so they do not have to seek love and validation elsewhere, but be content with the love they carry within them. I would like them not to have invisible ceilings placed in their life experiences and career paths by patriarchal systems, but to be able to flourish to their best ability. Isn't that a lovely story? Lillian is an example of a woman who not only embraces her mother and grandmother's generations, but also draws in her daughter's generation to share her dream. We are called to draw in not only those who share our dream, but those who may feel alienated enough from it to want to destroy the bridges we built. Our transformative work should never tire of bridging in those who remain trapped in their oppressive mindsets. our freedom, like the human body in Celtic tradition, was born physically complete, but its heart has to be continually birthed to make it whole. And I quote, "The imagination is the faculty which bridges, co-presents, co-articulates the visible and the invisible. There is a wonderful sense in which the visible and the invisible move in and out of each other." I'm here today to ask you to help us in South Africa and in Africa to set up a TalentNomics network of networks to leverage African youthful population and those strong African women into a powerful, unstoppable engine of growth. African women are ready to link up with you to keep pushing. Let us continue to hold out the dream to bridge the visible and the invisible, the possible and impossible, to make ours a better world for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ramphele. I'm struck by the idea that power is not zero-sum, especially once you realize that sharing it is what reduces its scarcity. And strong open bridges are essential for that structural transformation, so we look forward to crossing the one between India and Africa. We've already a lot to think and talk about, so I now have the pleasure of concluding the morning session and invite you to join us right at the patio for some tea and coffee and more conversation. We commence our next session in 15 minutes, and I look forward to having you back with us shortly. Thank you.